In today's pool pond video, we've got a lot of stuff to go through. We've got some really clear water now, all kinds of crazy critters that we're going to be adding, both large and microscopic, and even some crazy plants. We've also got plenty of that underwater footage that you guys know and love. And you know we got to also have some awesome feeding footage for both the bluegill and the bass. But this video isn't all smiles and giggles. We've also got some serious problems that came after a massive storm came through and absolutely wrecked the pool pond. Will our fish survive, or will we have to be forced to start all the way back from scratch? Find out today on Toxin Custom Outdoors. Alright, so this is what we're starting with. This is where the last pool pond ended. You can see we got our bass right here. He's, whoa! We also got a little red spot coming up. Two red spots. That one actually looks like a bluegill. So we got a bluegill, red spot, bass, all hanging out right here. And we got our plants up top. Everything's doing good at this point. We haven't added anything. This is where we left off on the last video, and now we're gonna try and get to a whole list of upgrades. In the bog filter, I'm finding all of those eggs up on the surface, and I think that they might have hatched. I hadn't seen them floating before, so I think that they've hatched and now they've floated to the surface. So we're gonna get a microscope look at this after a few days. We're gonna give the things time to grow, but I think we might have some Daphnia in here now. This is the most interesting thing I found in here. I'm not sure if it's a Daphnia or not, but it looked pretty cool. It was very twitchy and kind of had like a spider-like movement, and it looked like a tick to me. But again, some of you guys in the comments might know what this is. I do not. Oh my goodness, look how clear it is in here. Oh my goodness, it is crystal clear in here. Look at it. Oh, we got the gar. Oh, he was sitting right on the surface. It is super clear right now. Wow. Okay, but the reason we're out here today is because we have a special fish, and it's one that you guys have been requesting for a long time, and I finally caved in and bought a little pleco. You guys have been begging me to get a pleco, so I decided to go to Petco and pick one up, but I only wanted one because they can be invasive. I don't know if you guys can see it, but down there's a whole bunch of minnows. Our guppies are actually sitting real close to that outlet, but they haven't been sucked out yet. I'm gonna let this guy acclimate for a little while, and then we'll come back out and release him. When it comes to adding non-native fish, I only want to get fish that wouldn't cause a problem if they were to get into my local waterways. That's why I only got one pleco, because if I got two and they bred, it could be out of control and crazy. Luckily, by only getting one, there's no chance that it will be able to breed. In the main pool pond, Big Jack gets more and more comfortable with me every single day, and I'll even be able to feed him by hand later on in the video. It's pretty crazy to see just how clear this water's gotten, and I think that those microscopic critters are partly to blame. Big Jack's appetite is impossible to fill, so today we're going to be giving him a whole bunch of different foods. Starting out with a deceased goldfish from a video I'm working on right now. The pleco's been acclimating for a good little while, so it's finally time to release him into this tank. Now, I live in Louisiana, and Texas is right around the corner, and they have a major problem with armored catfish, aka plecos. And even though they're great for aquariums, they're absolutely terrible for native environments. They can also survive out of water for a very long time and can crawl to the next body of water. So if this guy ever escaped, I'd wanted to make sure there would only ever be one of him so he can't reproduce. But I was hoping he'd stay right here in the bog filter. The pool pond has been super clear lately. Oh, look at that. Boom. This guy's destroying them. Oh, red spot got him. Boom. Goodness, they are so aggressive. And you can see all the pebbles down there now. Look, he probably tried to bite my finger. Look at that sucker. And I think this is the best underwater footage I've got yet. Now, one thing you'll notice is a lot less red-spotted sunfish and a lot more bluegill, and that's because I had to catch some of those red spots out and release them in the backyard pond because they were just way too aggressive. And another critter you won't be able to see in this video is our Amphiuma, which we caught in last video, and I decided to name it Leviathan because that was the absolute coolest name that got suggested. I also chose some names for the gar, but we're going to save that for the end of the video. It didn't matter where I was in the pool pond, as soon as I dipped my phone under the water, these two had to be front and center. I knew it wasn't going to be too long before they were eaten right out of my hand. The pleco seemed content to sit on the bottom and chew on all that algae, and I was perfectly fine with it. He's got a very similar color to all of the tadpoles, so I actually confused him as a tadpole a couple of different times. Now over in the main pool pond, there actually was something interesting going on, which is a bed being made by a small long-eared sunfish. Maybe we were finally about to get our first set of pool pond-born sunfish. I came back late at night to check on everything and to see how our nocturnal creatures were doing. The pleco seemed to be fine, but he didn't really like the light on him, so I didn't hover around for too long. I just wanted to make sure he was nice and healthy. But the critter I really came here for was the gar. I wanted to see them out and about because they don't really move much during the daytime. If I want to get a good look at them, I usually have to come out at night. Now there's a pretty crazy plot twist at the end of the video, so you'll have to wait to see that. But let's just say I thought I knew everything about the gar in here, but I did not. Other than the gar, most of the fish are real lazy at night and they tend to just sit in one spot. This red spot seemed to move a little bit, but most of them are more like this goggle eye who kind of just sits at the edge of the pool, waiting for the daylight. He's the one that we call Shiner, and he was a lot prettier before, but he's kind of seemed to lose a little bit of his color. Here's one of our red ear sunfish, and you can see in the back corner there's also another gar. And here's that long-eared sunfish again sitting on its bed. Now, I know that we have two long-eared sunfish, but I don't know if they're male and female, so there's a good chance he's just guarding a bed of nothing. I had seen enough for tonight, so I decided to come back tomorrow when a package came in. In the last video, I asked you guys for some awesome plant suggestions, and one of y'all told me a Venus flytrap. I have no clue how I never thought of this because it has the best option for this pool pond, and I think it looks awesome. If this thing survives for a good while, I'll go out and get another one for the second planter, but for right now, this one will have to do. But I'd also gotten something else in a package, and it was a microscopic organism. One of you guys suggested I get triops, which are like some little tiny crustaceans. And I've got this tank that is prepped and ready. I was going to put some shrimp in here, but I ended up never actually doing that. And so it's kind of got a little bit of algae in it, but what we're going to do is put these guys in here. I tested the pH and everything. It's all balanced. Anyways, basically what the instructions say is to put these in there and then turn the aerator on whenever they hatch. Now, it's supposed to have 200 eggs. That doesn't quite look like 200, but it's whatever. I'm going to go ahead and dump them in. I'm going to put them all over the place here. And I guess they're supposed to sink on their own. Oops. There's still some left in the bottom here. Oh, there's still some left in the bottom. I'm going to try and get those out. But basically, we just got to wait a few days, see if these things hatch, and then turn the aerator on. All right, we got our triop eggs in here. We're just going to wait a little while, see if they hatch, and then transport them into the pool pond whenever they do. Now, you have to forgive me because I got the wrong angle on it when I was underwater. I couldn't really see and feed them at the same time. But this is basically the bass and the bluegill trying to eat out of my hand. I finally got him eating out of my hand. Oh, missed it. Hold on. Try again. Oh, goodness. Even the bluegill are trying to get my hands. At first, I wasn't sure which one got it, but this frame shows that the bass took the lead. Ooh, there they go. There we go. Ooh. Oh, gosh, they're eating up pieces of it. There he goes. These worms all kind of just died, and so I'm gonna kind of rinse them off a little bit here. And goodness, I'm about to drop them in and see how long they last. Oh, he just ate all of them. He just ate the entire clump, goodness. Got one long one left. Let's see which one comes and gets it. There goes the bass. Oh, and the bluegill. Oh, we got a big old tree roach here. Gone. Jeez, that was instant. A lot of you guys asked about water bugs. There's plenty of water bugs up on the surface. You can kind of see them right here. But I don't want to add too many like water beetles because those things can attack my bait fish or my actual fish themselves sometimes. Well, I was digging for worms and I thought I'd found an empty cicada shell, but this is a live cicada before it sheds. It's raining. We got a June bug. Had a June bug. Little did I know that little storm would turn into a week straight of solid rain. But it wasn't just rain that the storm brought down. The next day when I woke up and looked at the pool pond, something terrible had happened. The storm had knocked down a giant log right into the side of the frame, draining the pool pond to way below its minimum capacity. And not only that, but the water was still draining. I wasn't sure if the fish were okay, so I had to hurry up and investigate as soon as I got the log off the side of the pool. I saw some bluegill earlier. I'm not seeing the bass, but I'm also not seeing him flopping around here where the water all came out of. That was a massive log that fell. Luckily, it didn't break anything, it didn't pop the liner. But what it did do is bend the mess out of this. Oh, there's a bass. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so there's the bass, there's a big bluegill. The other bass is usually hanging out over there. So I think we're good as far as the fish. I'm willing to bet that Amphiuma's probably escaped. He's probably down in the pond by now. But we have all the fish, they're okay. Thank the Lord this happened while it was raining, because that pump's not working right now. It's all out of the water. But since the rain's hitting here, it's oxygenating pretty good. I'm pretty much just gonna run the water hose in here, let this thing fill back up, and I'll have to figure out a way. I can't do this by myself, I've been trying, so I have to get a buddy over here to help me with that. All right, well, I got the water high enough to where this pump can now run, but tomorrow we're gonna have some difficult decisions to make as far as the future of this pool pond. All right, the pump's kind of working. It's a lot weaker. I think we kind of burned it up a little bit, so I'm thinking, oh man, I'm gonna sleep on it, but we might have to completely tear down the pool pond and start from scratch. I can see the fish. The fish are doing okay. I'll get some underwater footage, make sure I can see everything. I'm sure a few of our fish probably escaped. Luckily, the entire yard drains in the backyard pond, which is right out that way. So they could have very well just swam and carried on with the stream of water all the way to the back pond. Hopefully that's what happened. But man, I'm kind of upset. We have put so many hundreds of dollars and hours into this, and now it's all coming crashing down. I'm gonna sleep on it and make a decision in the morning. Hopefully, maybe with it running, it can get a little more water coming in. But this is absolutely as high as I can get it without that buckling. It's not even connected over there. It may look like it's connected, but it's not. So we've got some big problems. Things like this can be really disappointing, but I have learned my lesson, and when we rebuild a pool pond, we'll make sure we skip all the mistakes we made at the beginning of this one. Now, I'm not sure if any of the fish escaped whenever the limb fell down, but I do know that I can't find the Amphiuma, and I'm fairly certain he would have escaped. And I also could never find the Pleco, which we'll talk about in a little bit later, but I'm pretty sure he might have ended up as bass food. But if you guys see him in any of these clips, let me know and put the timestamp in the comments below. Maybe I just missed him. I was excited to see the original bass we put in here, Gator. He's still okay and he's hiding here in the weeds. I was also relieved to find that our Goggle Eye Shiner was doing great. And after getting a rough head count, it seemed like there was just as many fish in here as the last time I had checked. All the gar seemed to be there, all the bluegill, all the red spots, and even all the long-ear sunfish. But I had a big decision to make, and so I needed to sleep on it and come back the next day. Yeah, the pump's burn out. It's barely trickling in. The fish are looking okay. Looks like the algae has already started taking over, and the ground is soaked. Part of that's from the rain, but also from leaks, and that section is not held up. It is with a heavy heart that I think we're just gonna have to save all of these fish and start over from scratch. Man. Oh, months of work gone. One last meal. This is a frog that the cats decided to eat. Whoa, and there he goes with it. I went ahead and got the last little bit of underwater footage from this pool pond, because I know it's going to be a little while before we get the next one going. And it was kind of bittersweet because all the floating green particles really made the clip look really cool and like alien-like, but I knew that that meant that this was the end. If another log fell in and broke the liner, I could lose everything. There's a few things that I do want to save from the pool pond, starting off with our little plants over here. I want to save both the floating plants, but also our carnivorous plants. I also want to make sure I save the solar things that do the aerators. I got 2 of those set up, and those solar fountains. They're kind of clogged up right now from all the algae. I'm also going to be salvaging all the rock and sand from in here for the next pool pond build. And of course, I want to make sure I catch all of the fish. As far as this tote goes, I think what I'm going to do is set those solar aerators up in here, get this thing back leveled where it's not tilted like it is, and use this as a breeding tank for my mosquito fish. Step 1 is going to be catching all the fish from here and transporting out to the backyard and front yard ponds. All right, we got our little live well with our pool pond water. Now we're going to catch the fish one by one, put them in here, and then take them all out to the backyard pond. Now the gar, if I do catch the gar, I might have to net them at night. But if I do catch the gar today, I'm going to put them in the front yard pond instead of the backyard. Now, I never wanted to do this before because I didn't want to pop the liner, and also I feel like it's kind of cheating. There we go. All right, this is Big Jack. He's gonna be going in the backyard pond. Oh, you know what I could do? I could do an underwater video of me catching the fish. Let me see if I can do that. The bass had stirred up some of the sediment, so it's not as clear as I'd want it to be, but it is still pretty cool to see. Oh. Got him. Fishing one-handed is very difficult. Oh! There we go, that's one of the red spots. Okay, another red spot. We got 4 fish so far. I'm gonna catch 2 more and then we'll go dump that in the pond and come back for a second trip. We've got like pretty much no bait left. I wanna see if anything's still down there willing to bite. Oh, something was. Got a little bit of gummy on the end of it. Don't know how well it's gonna stay. Oh, there we go. There's the goggle eye. There we go. All right. On the gummy worm. Oh, he came up, smoked it. I don't know if my camera was adjusted. That was right as soon as I started recording. There we go. I think we're gonna go ahead and depot these back to the backyard pond and come back and catch some more. All right, we got our fish here. I had to dump out some of the water to make them easier to catch. Ouch, poked myself. Some pretty good sized ones. They'll breed in here. The water temperature is the same. We've been having a lot of rain, so the temperature's kind of stabilized. Pretty little red spot. Oh, I need to put him in the front yard pond because I don't want a ton of these guys taking over the backyard pond. So I'll put him in the front yard pond, but the bass, whoa, come here. Oh, feisty one. I had just got him eating out of my hand too. It's so disappointing. But it may be a while before my next pool pond is ready, and I don't want them sitting in that water and then something else happening and maybe the whole pool pond drains. So I'm gonna be very careful. Ultimately, these fish's lives are a lot more valuable than the pool pond itself. So I wanna make sure I keep these guys safe. All right, here's the front yard pond. And I don't want these guys taking over my backyard pond. Same thing with the gar, which is why any goggle eye that I catch, I release into here. This pond is made for bait fish and fish that I don't want to escape into my backyard pond. All right, we got a couple more bass and then a whole bunch more bluegill. I've also got those gar, but to be honest with you, those are probably just gonna have to be scooped up at night. Can't quite see, so I'm having to go based on feeling over here. There we go, other bass. Oh, the other bass hit it. There he is. Oh, he took my bait. Dang it. All right, the bass is hanging out over here. Seem to be wanting top water. There he is. Ah, right, there's gator, I believe. I believe this one's gator. Now we just got Bubba bass and a whole bunch of bluegill and 2 gar. The Amphiuma, I've searched the last couple nights. I haven't seen it in a while. And when that log fell and hit that, I'm willing to bet he probably swam off. Hopefully the other bass didn't swim off as well, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Now to catch the bluegill, which They seem to have gotten a little bit less aggressive since I caught the other two. I'm hoping they'll still attack though. The long ear sunfish hangs out over here. Oh, my bait fell off. I've been fishing for a little while, haven't caught anything yet. So we're gonna take him to the backyard pond, and then we're gonna set a fish trap out here. We got our trap baited with some dog food. I'm just gonna drop it somewhere over there. And I don't have anywhere I can set my phone underwater. So what I'll do is once we have some fish in there, I'll give you all an underwater look. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the backyard and release that other bass. Here is Gator's new home, out in the backyard pond. And there he goes. Hopefully he'll grow up and be a 4-pounder. We can catch him later on. Don't mind that, I use that as a bridge, but basically the pool pond is over there by that tree. There's this big ditch that runs all the way through to the pond, and the pool pond spills out pretty much directly to it. So my theory is that the Amphiuma and any other fish that might have gotten washed out are gonna go straight into the pond. I guess our triops are gonna have to wait till the next video. They still haven't hatched yet. I'm gonna give them a few more days and then see if I can get some footage under the microscope of them. But I guess we'll have to put those in the next pool pond we build. I've seen several of them go up and check it out, but it's probably gonna be a couple hours before they actually go inside. So I'm gonna go in, cool off a little bit, and just wait for this trap to do its work. I mean, you can see fish right there. There's another one underneath that little plant. You can't quite see him. But they're smelling it. They're just not quite sure how to check it out yet. All right, as you can see, the pump is like not working at all. It's like barely pushing anything out. It's probably burned up. That or the pool pond's just not able to hold enough water to keep it cycling. So I'm gonna get one of those solar aerators and put it in here and then block that hole up so they can't escape anymore. And this will just be our minnow breeding tank. All right, well, I guess I won't be needing this thing anymore. And there we go, we got our aerator pumping full blast right there. Honestly, it's probably not going full blast because it's been very cloudy the last couple of days. But this thing should go 24/7. It works at night as well, just from the charge from the daylight. So next thing I'm gonna do is clog that hole so nothing can escape. When we catch all of the fish out of the main pool pond, then we'll work on clearing out all of the plants, those carnivorous plants, and then basically draining the pool pond completely. Basically what I'm gonna do is pull out our tube, and then I'm gonna seal up that putty that I had holding the tube in place. All right, so we got that sealed up. Don't have any more water flowing in, so it should maintain this level of water. I do think that algae is probably going to become an issue within a couple of days. If that's the case, we are going to be adding a lot of those plants in here, so that should help take some of the nutrients out and starve the algae. For right now, this is just what's going to have to work until we can get all the fish out of the main pool pond. Sadly, I didn't think I was going to be escaping the rain anytime soon because it rained for a solid week. And to say that made the pool pond complicated would be a major understatement. It just won't stop raining. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trap, see if we have any fish in here. There's a lot of holes in it, so hopefully we got something. We do not. Basically, we're just gonna have to come back out tonight when it stops raining and try to catch those gar with the net and maybe even some of those bluegill. Okay, it finally stops raining for a little while. I'm gonna try and use some dead crickets from the last video to catch the last little fish out of here. It wasn't supposed to rain yet. I literally went in, grabbed some crickets, and now it's starting to rain. And usually I don't mind fishing out in the rain, but my phone's on my chest, and so the water will hit that and mess up the phone. So I guess we're gonna have to go inside and wait for this to pass. Oh gosh, it's getting worse. Every time, without fail, every time I try to do something with a pool pond, it starts raining again. It's rained every day for the past like 7 days. I really want to get these fish saved, and I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it's raining because it's aerating the water a little bit more, but I really need to get these fish out of this pool pond, and I can't go out there with my phone or the audio gets all messed up. Last time I had to stick my phone in rice because there was water up in the speakers, so I guess we're going to be waiting for a little while, and there's not really anything I can do in the meantime. I mean, it's not even just sprinkling, like it's pouring down buckets right now. 5 minutes ago it was perfectly clear. Now it's just like an absolute downpour. I haven't been able to mow my grass in over 2 weeks. Well, looks like we're gonna have to take a nap and come back later. Good Lord, it's raining sideways. Goodness gracious. I gotta shut this window. Goodness. That's just from like 5 seconds of having that window open. My goodness. All right, well, let's talk future plans. I'm thinking for this one, we're just gonna have to tear it down no matter what because there's too many issues with it. And I mean, with storms like this, another limb could fall down and bust it, and this time kill everything in the pond. So I don't feel comfortable continuing the pond where it's at. It's just in too bad of a position. I think what we need to do is start over, pick a spot that's way away from any trees in a nice level area, put a tarp down, do things the right way so we don't have any leaks or any problems that we had with this pool pond. But let me know what you guys think. We could also do an exotic pool pond where we get like some more exotic fish from like the pet store. And we could try something like that. Whatever you guys want to do, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what fish or creatures you'd like to see in that pool pond. For now, we just gonna have to wait for the rain to stop, huh, Vlad? But I'd have to wait a good long while because it didn't seem like it was gonna stop raining anytime soon. It seemed like every time it stopped, it came back 10 times harder. So as soon as it would stop, I had to hurry up and go get stuff done. All right, it finally stopped raining for a few minutes. I am gonna do my best to catch a fish now. But I guess the rain had messed up the bite, so I was gonna have to find another strategy. So basically I decided to just drain the whole thing and net the fish whenever they're swimming in the shallow water. Oh man. Here we there we go. Gonna let those drain. This pool basically is gonna go almost to the bottom, and then I'll have to jump in and net them. But luckily we have these nets on here, so we don't have to worry about any fish getting sucked out. But the rainstorm also dropped a new log down, so I really don't feel comfortable leaving the pool pond right here. It's just too dangerous with all these limbs. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the bog filter area, and that way we can keep this guy alive. And I'll take a lot of these plants and put them in the bog filter as well. All right, I'm also gonna get the other lily pad and put it in here as well. Oh, it's slippery. It's covered in algae. There we go. And down here. Make sure these guys can survive a little bit. They kind of been getting flooded out in that pool pond anyways. Ugh. Okay, I've scooped out quite a bit of this sludge stuff. I just want to keep the top of this nice and clean. And since we don't really have like a main filter coming through, we're kind of depending on these plants to filter everything. I just don't want all of that clouding the surface. Well, I'm also gonna go ahead and grab a few of these plants and put them in. That'll be extra filtration and extra cover for the fish. One more plant. Let's do one more. There we go. It started raining again, but instead of going inside, I went ahead and put the camera up and just scooped out all of the plants, rocks, cinder blocks, everything that could get in the way of my net. I pulled it all out so I could start netting them. It could go from clear to rainy at any moment, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cast net around here and see if we can catch something. See if we got anything. Looks like I caught a stick that I missed. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything. Anything? Nothing. Maybe right here? Oh, that was a bad throw. Tell you what though, I am finding a lot of those plastic plants that I missed. Anything. Anything at all. Nothing. I'm gonna step in the pool. See if maybe walking around here will scare him to the other side. Oh, there's a gar, there's a gar, there's a gar. Oh, I don't know if I got him in time. I saw one, I saw a gar swimming. Did I get him? Oh, no, but I caught one fish. I caught a bluegill. Let's go. One bluegill in the container. Same plan. See if I can spook a fish, see a fish, something. And then just toss. There we go, that one covered a wide area. Anything? Nothing. I even tried going around and catching them with the dip net, but when that didn't work, it was time for plan B. I think I'm just gonna cut a slit and then keep this net here so any fish that escape get trapped in the net. Now, I know you made me upset that I'm cutting this liner. The liner itself isn't exactly popped or anything, but I am gonna use this liner as a tarp for the next pool ponds. I think this is just the best option. Here goes. Okay. And now we wait. I might have to empty it every now and then if the plants get too heavy. All right, we're draining pretty fast. We've gone down about 3 or 4 inches. Still no fish yet. We'll go ahead and speed this up a little bit faster. There we go. Oh, we had a fish right there. It just swam off. Oh, it almost came out, but it fought the current. So there's definitely at least one big fish left in here. Luckily, this all drains into the backyard pond, so I'm not gonna have to worry about flooding anywhere. This will all just drain back that way. As we wait, eventually they'll run out of water, and if they don't come out here, it'll be easy for me to scoop them up. I want as much water pouring out as possible to where my net can still catch everything coming out. Yeah, now the water's moving. Oh, there's a fish, there's a fish. Trying to keep an eye out. I know there's at least 2 gar. There's 2 gar and that one long-eared sunfish I know of for sure. But I'm not seeing much anything else. I'm hoping we can catch the pleco, but the pleco very well could have been eaten by the bass. So I don't know, we'll see. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, there's at least two sunfish. Sucker scattered like roaches. Ooh, there he is. See him right under there somewheres. If nothing else, we've drained it to where I can at least see the fish to net them. And it's not deep enough for them to be able to hide in anything. I got it to where that's now above water. What I'm gonna do is pretty much come around here. I see that gar sitting right here. Oh, he escaped. He escaped from me. That sludge is gonna have to come out. Where's that gar at? There he is. Oh, we got one. Not the one I was after, but we got one of the long-eared sunfish. There he goes. Now, where is that gar? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step over here, see if I can scare something into the net. Nope. I'm only seeing the one gar. I'm not seeing the second one. So maybe that one escaped. I hope he didn't escape into my backyard pond, but maybe he did. Maybe that's where he's at. Oh, felt it hit my foot. I'm gonna drain this off. If nothing else, it should at least suck out some of those particles that I stirred up. Oh, I see a fish. I see a fish. I see a fish. Oh, I missed him. I might go ahead and stop for a second. Gar number 1 is right here. I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna go slow. And then fast. Yes! Oh, okay, we got the gar. Gar number 1. He's been captured. Now for gar number 2. I think there's 2 more bluegill. Okay, the second gar is smaller. I see him. Second gar is right there. Where'd he go? Oh, he went into the sludge. Oh, there he is. Nothing. See fish right there. Oh, 2, double. Okay, that's the red ear that we caught, as well as another gar. Let's go. There's one more long ear, and that might be it. Is that a fish? Is that? Oh, that was him. Oh, I got him. I caught him. Oh, he's beautiful. Okay, look at that. Long ear sunfish. Check. Now I'm gonna check around and see if I see any more movement. It looks like something might have just kicked up right there. Oh, a third gar. I must have added him and never had a video of it because I could never find out how this gar got in here, but it did end up catching him. Oh, I caught him. There's tiny gar. Okay, I don't see anything else moving around. I'm gonna go ahead and drain the rest of this, and if that's it, we'll go release the fish. Okay, I saw, there he is. It's a little small fish right here. Got him. Sweet. Okay, I'm glad I kept going because I would have left this guy. Okay, that would appear to be the rest of them. I can see all the way to the bottom all around, and there's nothing moving. So I'm gonna stick this net at the end there just in case, but I don't think we're gonna find anything in there. And we're gonna go release those fish in the backyard and front yard ponds. Now, I received dozens of gar names, and since we have 3, I get to pick 3 instead of just 2. So this one, I decided to name him, since he's the biggest one, Garzilla. So this one's Garzilla. If that was your name suggestion, congratulations. He's going in the front yard pond. This one's slightly smaller, but we're gonna name him Garfield. And for our last one, I chose the funniest name that got suggested, in my opinion, which was just Steve. So this is Steve. I also went to the backyard pond to release the rest of the fish that we had caught, and maybe one day we'll come back to the backyard pond and catch the fish from here to stock our pool pond, but for right now, they're all free to go in a much bigger environment. This pool pond was so awesome to create, and I look forward to many more in the future, but I'm gonna need your help in the next one. Releasing the last fish was finally giving up on what I had worked so hard to create, but I know they'll be very happy and healthy in this pond because it's a great ecosystem. But that doesn't make it hurt any less when I go back and see what's become of the pool pond. Months of work, hundreds of dollars, gone. At least I still got this tank, and the fish inside it are kind of hiding right now, but they're very much thriving. There's been a ton of them swimming around. So if anything, we'll at least have a spot for us to breed some mosquito fish. To be honest, I did not expect this to be how it ended, but it did. So the only thing we can do is either build back stronger or build something different. Okay, so here we are, 3 months later, hours and hours and hours of work, hundreds of dollars, down the drain and into the backyard pond. But this isn't where the story ends, because we're gonna be doing another pool pond, and this time we're gonna go much better. We're gonna lay down a tarp so we don't have any punctures from the bottom. We're gonna put sand on top. We're gonna put the pool, and we're gonna get everything started out right the first time. I also wanna add a whole lot more species of fish, but I'm gonna need you guys to help me pick out what we put in the next pool pond. If you have any cover ideas or plant ideas you'd also like included, let me know. I'd like to put those carnivorous plants back in, but for now, they're just gonna have to sit in that big tank. Or we could do something completely different and do an exotic fish pool pond. So if y'all want to do that, y'all let me know. If you haven't liked the video yet, it would be really awesome if you did. Or if you want to check out the other pool pond videos, they'll be right here. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Be on the lookout for next week's upload. And as always, Jesus loves you, I love you, and have a great day.